ALINA HABBA is back in the spotlight and not in a good way. Today, all 17 judges of the USA District Court of New Jersey are convening to discuss the future of her interim U.S. Attorney candidacy following growing concerns surrounding her nomination. Alina Habba was appointed by Donald Trump as the interim U.S. Attorney for District of New Jersey, making her the state's top federal law enforcement official. However, his appointment came with a 120-day window to secure Senate confirmation, a deadline that's for approaching. Her path forward is being effectively blocked by New Jersey two Democrat senators. Corey Booker and Andy Kim, who have raised strong objection to her confirmation. The two Democrat senators have made it clear they plan to withhold the blue slip, a crucial approval required to move her nomination out of committee. They have already communicated their position to Trump's team. Realizing the odds are stacked against her, Haba has reportedly gathered her staff and acknowledged that she does not have support of federal district judges to extend her tenure. So, does this mean Alina Haba, time a U.S. attorney for New Jersey, officially over? We are breaking it all down right here on channel. I am Michael Popak and this is Legal AF. Let's dive in. How did we get here? It all comes back to a rule. One that unsurprisingly Donald Trump tried to bend. The statute in question 28 USC 546. The statute essentially states that when there's a vacancy, like one in New Jersey, the U.S. Attorney General, in this case Pam Bondi, has authority to appoint someone to fill that role on an interim basis. She cannot simply appoint someone who has already been or is likely to be rejected by the Senate. If Elena Habba were to go through the full confirmation process and get voted down, she would not be eligible to serve as interim U.S. attorney. However, the Attorney General does have authority to appoint someone on an interim basis, and that person can serve either until they are confirmed by the Senate or for 120 days. Whichever come first, that 120-day deadline is coming up this Tuesday. So time is running out. They face a similar issue with E.D. Martin in District of Columbia. But instead of allowing the DC Circuit Court judges to make an interim appointment, which is the next step outlined in 28 USC 546, Trump sidestepped the process by installing someone new. In that case, Pero, it effectively gives him a reset, even though there is no clear provision in the statute or case law that permits it. Still, that's what happened. So keep our eye on this situation. I especially appreciate that the 17 active duty judges for District of New Jersey, my home state, are set to meet soon. Of the 17 judges, 15 were appointed by Democrats, 5 by Obama, and 10 by Biden. The remaining two were appointed by President Bush. They have few options. They could choose to do nothing and allow Trump to try fixing the issue himself by inserting another appointee, but that seems unlikely. They may instead take a cue from Northern District of New York, which recently rejected a Trump appointee and declined to extend that individual term. As for John Cerrone, the judge might take a similar approach and decided not to extend her term. They have reportedly got two alternative candidates they had preferred to appoint in her palace anyway. They have got two potential replacements lined up. Desiree Rice, the current first assistant U.S. attorney, or Noel Hillman, a former judge. It's likely the judge will go with one of them. But the question remains, what will Donald Trump do with ALINA HABBA? Even if the District of New Jersey judges does not extend her interim term, that does not entirely rule out a Senate confirmation process. What I am watching closely is whether Trump's team can push Emil Booth, another of Trump's criminal defense attorney, through a judge on the Third Circuit Court of Appeal. He barely made it out of Senate Judiciary Committee after Democrats walked out in protest. And now he is headed for a contentious vote on Senate floor. Boo, being criticized as unqualified, too experienced, ethically questionable, and lack judicial temperament. If Boo gets confirmed, Trump may feel emboldened to try same strategy with Haba, but the roadblock remains Senate Corey Booker and Andy Kim, who are firmly opposed. I am working on getting Senate Booker to join us again here on Legal AF to discuss this process in more detail. Under Senate tradition, both senators from nominee home state must return a blue slip to advance a judicial or U.S. attorney nomination. While it's a courtesy rooted in Senate norm, the real question is whether Senate Majority Leader John Donne will ignore that protocol. He's done it before and allow Alina Habba nomination to proceed despite objection from New Jersey Senate Cory Booker and Andy Kim. Trump now has a political decision to make. Does he have votes to push Habba through? If he does not, the worst case scenario is not just that she does not get the US attorney job, it's that Trump's install her somewhere else where she could potentially do even more harm. We have seen this before. Remember E.D. Martin? Everyone was relieved when he was blocked from becoming US Attorney for DC, only for Trump to turn around and make him chair of the committee investigating and so-called weaponization of the Department of Justice. Now he is out there operating like a rogue agent, stacking the committee with conspiracy theorists, even Jervis six participants. So, a Senate block does not mean someone like Haba despair. It just means she might show up in other position that does not require confirmation, but still carries influence. That's why we dig deeper than the headlines here on Legal AF. Speaking of headlines, Elena Haba has reportedly said her goodbyes to staff, admitting she does not have votes by expressing how much she loved the rule. That's headline. But big or little deeper, it's clear the story is not over, especially with Trump feeling emboldened by recent wins in the Senate and House. When Trump's challenge on norms, he does not shy away. He leans in. You can already hear the response. What rule? What norm? Senate protocol. Forget that. I am getting Elena at the job. That said, I am encouraged by the sentence of New Jersey District Court judges. It appears they are signaling they would not extend HABA 120-day term. And I do not think they will allow Trump to create small window to sneak in other appointment, hit the reset button, and buy another 120-day like he did in DC. With Peru, it looked like the judges are preparing to install someone else the meantime. Likely, first assistant U.S. Attorney Rice, a respected career prosecutor, or former federal judge Noel Hillman. The real question is whether that permanent appointment will ultimately by ALINA HABBA. Under normal condition, the answer would be no, because Senators Booker and Kim can block her nomination with blue slip. But these are not normal times and we need to be ready for anything. What's particularly interesting is that the New Jersey judges, the majority of whom are Democrats, are apparently preparing to install a Republican in the rule under a Republican president. That takes the wind out of Trump's usual attack about partisan activities judges, especially when it's his own party being selected. But as we have seen time and again, Trump's complaints rarely have anything to do with facts or reality.